Okay guys, check this out. We got our WebForms application that we've been working on for our tow truck operation, and we have a download button now. And our download button gives us an Excel from the internet Excel file that we can open up and we can use for our own uses. We can do analysis or whatever. We can, get the original download with everything, or we can filter our list and just get, a couple of rows and hit download, and then that'll open into another file. And so you can see this is really awesome. This is what users want. Let's get to it. I'm your host, Sean MacKenzie. Thanks for joining me once again on my channel on data engineering. In this episode, we go back to our WebForms playlist, and we're going to talk about Excel downloads. Now, your users very often will want to have some kind of download when they're looking at, tables that you're presenting to them. And the NPOI library is a fantastic way to do that, and that's what we're going to use today. Let's get to it. Interested in getting copies of the code used in these videos? Make sure to check out my downloads page. The link is in the description. Okay guys, this is a really fun one today. There's our tow operations file. This is where we have gotten to so far in this series. Make sure to go back and watch the previous episodes if you haven't watched those ones yet to get to where we are today. And what we're going to be doing is we're going to be looking at our project menu, and we're going to go down to the NuGet package or manage NuGet packages there. And that's where we can get awesome new stuff for our application depending on various things. And we can do a search here now. You can click on browse and then search for NPOI. And look at that, this has got almost 40 million downloads. It's an open source library, so you're free to use it. Make sure to go and check out the various articles and things that are written about NPOI. It's a super great library. You can actually do Excel, you can do Word documents in it and all kinds of stuff. All you got to do is click install, and it will put NPOI into your project. And that's what we want to see here. There's going to be a whole bunch of other stuff that gets installed with it. There's some fonts and other kinds of things like that, plus the NPOI 2.6.2. And so this is really, really cool. This is where we want to be. And you're going to need to accept the MIT license, Apache 2 licenses for a couple of things there, and we are good to go. So that'll get installing, and that's going to put NPOI into your project, and you'll be able to use it for all kinds of things. It's actually really cool because the last time that I looked at NPOI, it was like 12 million downloads. And that was in my last episode a couple of years ago where I just did a console demo of this, and now they've got almost 40 million downloads, which is crazy. But it goes to show how cool it is because it's actually really hard to work with Microsoft Office documents outside of Microsoft Office libraries and things. And so this is really great, especially when you are publishing to app services in Azure. Because you can't install Office there or have Office libraries. You can't install anything there, so it's really cool to have this library. Okay, so first thing we're going to do is we're going to go project. We're going to go new class, and we are going to call this class, we'll call it an Excel download class, and that should do it for that. Now I'm going to be providing some code for this, so make sure to grab it from either my downloads page, or I might just post it in the description here. It's just one function we're going to put in here, but make sure to watch for that. I'm not going to walk through building the procedure that I did with NPOI. I'm just going to sort of give it to you here. It's a very basic procedure, and we don't really need to rewrite it for the purposes of today. So make sure to check for that file. So we're going to paste that subroutine in from the text file that you can get from my downloads there, and it is a basic subroutine called Excel from data table, and we'll be able to use this in different parts of our application if we want to. And I'll close these other panes here, and so you can see this takes a data table, which is something that you've used in previous episodes, and you're going to give the file a name, and you're going to specify what the sheet name is of the sheet that we're going to create. Plus we're going to provide the extension, which will be XLSX for the majority of things, and we're going to be using the create sheet method there, plus a bunch of other stuff. I'm going to loop through the rows and columns and just basically write our data table into this workbook here. And that's all I'm doing with this. I'm not doing any formatting or anything, so we're pretty rough today. You guys can experiment with it, but for today we want to get a download that just has the data in it. The user can go in and use it how they would like to. Okay, let's go View Project Explorer, and we can double click on our default.aspx. That is the default page that we created, or default form that we created. If you're thinking of it in Access terms, I know a lot of you guys are Microsoft Access developers, and you can think of this as a form. In a sense, it is a content page, and they act very much like forms, with a form and some code behind, and the code behind has some buttons on it. Your form has buttons, and the buttons have code behind, procedures and things, and it works just like that. And we're going to make some modifications here to the work that we've done so far. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to put a row above our update panel. Now the download and all the mechanics around sending a download over the internet don't work very well with the update panel, because the update panel is using all this JavaScript in the background to and processes in the background to not make the page post back. And so what we're going to do is we need to make a button that's outside of that so that it will force a full post back, so that our download can be delivered across the internet from the server to our browser. And so that's a bit of a different process than the normal updates and things when we scroll around and click on buttons and things. So we need a full button that's outside of the update panel, and we can work on placing that in another episode. But for today, we're going to put a little bit of styling on it. You see that with the width and the text align there. And then we're going to do a button. We're going to do ASP button. The ID will be CMD download. Run at will be server, and then we'll add the CSS class to that, which will give it a little bit of look and feel. And then we'll put download for the text. That'll be the caption that's on there. And then we will be good to go there. So I'm going to maybe make this a little nicer to read. So let's put that over there. And I'm just adding some line breaks in here. There we go. So now we've got a starting and ending div. There's our starting div, and that is the ending. So that's just like a little container. You don't have to worry about those too much for now. But there's our button object, and that is our ASP button. So that should work pretty good. So we can save that, and that's all we really need to do here. Now we can go to view and click on the code, or you can just hit the F7 key on your keyboard and it'll take you to the code. And we are looking at our refresh list procedure now. Now we worked on this one a couple of times. It's a really great little procedure, and what we're going to do today is we're going to add, believe it or not, only like 3 or 4 lines to this in order to make this work. And that's because we can reuse all of the mechanics that we created already. So we're going to put an optional argument in here, and the optional argument, we're making it optional because we put refresh list in other places in our program. Optional means that all of those existing places will use false, and we're going to be the only case, or at least moving forward, we're going to specify true for downloading. And what are we going to download? Well, we are going to download our data table, and there it is, all nice and packaged up with the data already filtered in it. We dispose of it at the end there, but we use it to set it as the data source for the grid view and the data binding. We data bind it with the grid view, but we have this nice object that's already been created. It's already in context. All we got to do is use it for the download. And so what we can do is we can say if we're using the download, Boolean download. So if you say something, if this, then it has to evaluate to true. And so Boolean download, when we call this, we're going to call true as the argument. So that means we'll have a special case of using refresh list, where we say refresh the list but also download. And that's what we're doing here. So what do we need to send a download? Well, we can use our download object that we just created, our class. So we'll say dim, our download object as new Excel download. That's the thing that, the class that we just created, the Excel download. And then all we really need to do is say download object dot Excel from data table. And we already have the data because we've calculated it and we have it ready to use to load our grid view. So all we got to do is give it a file name, specify a sheet name, so we could call it jobs, I guess, and then put the Excel extension on it. Now we are using XLSX, that's the open standard, not the older XLS, and you can hit save. And that's really all we need to do there. It is amazing how nice and easy that the NPOI library made this for us. And we've got our download object that we're using to send the Excel from the data table that we already have. And those are the file name and the sheet name and all that stuff. So that's really cool. That's all we need there. Now I did try to run it just now and I realized that we didn't hook up the button, so I'm just going to save us the time. And I'm going to go here. So you can look in the download there, you can choose CMD download from the middle list there and then choose click from the right list, and that's going to give you the event, the click event for the command button called download there. And so all we're going to put in there is refresh list, but we're also, if I don't forget again here, we also need to put in that argument of true. And there we go. Okay, so now we're refreshing the list, but we're also saying, if I put a comment, it'll show you here. So there's the Boolean download argument. Now if we don't put anything in, it's going to assume false because we put that in as an optional argument. But if we do put a true in, then Boolean download is true, and then it'll do the download stuff that you see here. There's our download object with our Excel download class that we made, and we can use the method from there, and that's exactly what we want. That's going to give us an Excel download, and we can go ahead and give this a try. So there we go. We've got our Excel from data table. If I choose our download button from the center there and I go back to our click event, we've got our refresh list. That's going to call our refresh list with a true parameter, and that is what we want to see. Let's go and hit the go button on that and see what we get here in our browser. So we can go ahead and check this out. So loads up pretty fast. The download button is at the top right there. This is kind of the same as what we've been seeing so far. There's our list of all the items that we have in our tow operations list here. There's the interceptor, and there you can click on it and filter it and all kinds of things like that. But we do have our download button. It is outside of the update panel right now, but if we click it, there is our file. Check it out. So you can click on that. You can see I did this once before already because I was testing it out, but there we go. There's our tow listing, and check it out. That's our Excel sheet. So we can double click. We can use this data however we would like. We've got full-on dates in there, date times, and all kinds of things, and so that makes it really cool, and that is really neat. So we can refilter our list, and we can choose Randy. He's only got 3 pickups there as the driver. We can hit download, and we can open that file once again, and you can see that it opens into a new window in Excel, and there is our header row We can double click and open those guys up there, and that is what we want to see there, and that's really great. Now you can do some formatting with NPOI. Also, you know, our button is kind of often to the right hand side there up on the top, so we're a little bit rough still today, but we'll work on some of that styling. And you might decide to put it somewhere else. You just have to make sure it's outside of the update panel, and that's good to go. So now what we can do is we can close the window and we can go to build and publish, because we're going to publish this out into the internet, into app services on Azure. We've already got our web deploy profile ready, so we can just hit publish. And we wait for that to publish out into app services. So we don't need to manage servers or anything. This is all out in the cloud, which is really great. And we can see what happens. So once it has published, it will try to open this using the same browser. And I am already logged in there, so look at that, it opened right away. There we go, we've got our toeoperations.azurewebsites.net. That's pretty cool. So we are published. This is live out on the web, and there is our download button. So if I click that, the app services server has created the file for me called toe listing. Is now number 3 because I'm downloaded 3 to 4 times now. And now you get this message in Excel saying, hey, you know what, this might be harmful because it came from the internet, because I'm downloading it from out on, out in the cloud, which is exactly what we want to see there. We could hit enable editing if you trust your source there. That has all the data that we wanted to see there, and that is awesome. So let's grab Randy's toe operation jobs there. We can hit download, and we can open that one as well. Check it out. There are the toe jobs for Randy, the driver, to go and pick up. And you can see we can open up these here, and you could format it or let the users do whatever they want. That is really cool. It comes down into Excel straight off the web, and that is exactly what we want to see there. There is our toeoperations.azurewebsites.net, fully secured using SSL and Microsoft authentication. That's how you make Excel downloads for your WebForms application. Interested in more topics like these? Make sure to check out my Patreon. The link is in the description.